My name's Abby.
My name is Aubrey.
And we'll be on spartanCast. Check us out.
Cash rolling in 3, 2, 1.
Alrighty, I'm Trez.
I'm David.
And we have two special ladies with us again for this week. Can y'all, introduce yourselves?
Introduce yourselves.
I'm Aubrey.
Okay.
I'm Abby.
Hey, and what is the correlation between you two?
So we are both in the Food Recovery Network. I am one of the social media managers.
And I'm the vice president.
Nice.
These are my people.
Yeah.
I'm a nutrition
Yeah, I just found out today that you majoring
actually.
in nutrition, which I didn't know, which is surprising. I sit beside you like once a week. What's going on?
I know.
But we'll figure that out. It's a learning
we'll talk
process.
about that later. Yeah.
We'll learn process. But can you give us a little description of the Food Recovery Network, what y'all do?
Yeah. So we take the excess food from the calf and we donate it to local nonprofits like the Salvation Army and Urban Ministry and places like that. But we also started branching out, in the local Greensboro area. We worked with Women's Cone Health Hospital and what else have we done? Like the Folk Festival and
and the Food Truck Festival too.
Nice. Are y'all also the reason why the calf kind of different now by the little where you put your plates and stuff?
Yeah.
But y'all the reason for the messages that make people feel kind of guilty for wasting food?
I would say partly. We're not fully.
A little bit, yeah.
No, yeah.
We've
totally guilty of that.
Yeah,
we've helped out with it, but we didn't start it. Let's put it that way. We didn't start that.
Yeah, because I think it started last semester definitely. Every time I go put my plate up, I see the sign on the board. I'm like, oh man, am I wasting food? And I look and I check. But usually I don't because I eat what's on my plate.
Yeah,
but, I just want to ask.
Good job.
There you go.
Yeah, I try.
Portion size,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you do, especially for the calf, because sometimes as students, one of those you just grab what you see, you don't you say, oh, I'm hungry, let me get all this, but do you really eat all that? Not really. So I think it's good. How does it you do it once a month, twice a week? How did that go?
Twice a week. Yep. We have our recoveries on Monday and Thursday starting at 6, and we go down to the bottom of the calf, and usually one of the chefs has already prepared a little setup for us to recover all the food, and we're all volunteer based, so it's all volunteers packaging the food and getting it to the Salvation Army, and we have our officers to kind of look over everything, make sure everything's getting executed properly. But other than that, it's
planning
all
events.
volunteers. Planning events.
Yeah, the executive committee is really big on planning events. So usually we have 3 to 4 events per semester, and it's kind of nice if you notice our semesters kind of go based on holidays. So you have Valentine's Day, and then you have Easter, you have St. Patrick's Day. So we try to plan events based on those holidays.
So going to YouTube, what made y'all all right, Food Recovery Network? Why you want to do recover food? Is food important to you? It's you one of them kids that parents don't waste your food. What kind of motivated that?
Honestly, for me, it was the little email that I got from the nutrition department saying,
I
hey,
got
there's
those all
an
the time
opening.
too. I still get them.
Yeah, I saw the opening for the social media manager position, and I had just come to UNCG, so I was like, hey, this will be a really good foot in the door. And that's the reason why I started it. But looking back on it now, what I've learned this past semester, my first semester at UNCG, and going through my nutrition classes and working with the Food Recovery Network, I've learned a lot about food insecurity, and Greensboro and the High Point area is one of the biggest food deserts in America. Yeah, and it's a really big problem. I think over 35,000 people in just Greensboro alone struggle with food insecurity. So seeing that direct impact that we have, just recovering, I think we recovered how much was it? I have the numbers here.
We recovered?
Yeah, we recovered.
Just Greensboro?
Yeah, just 3,000 or 38. Huh?
As a UNC, since we started.
Yeah, since we started.
Since UNCG started doing recoveries, which we started in the chapter started in 2014, 2015.
Okay.
Things just merge together when you're in
school.
So
you start
how long
forgetting.
have I been here?
All the 2000s merge.
But maybe over 4 or 5 semesters, we've recovered over 8,000 pounds of food, and we actually did the math on that, and it's that's about 1.2 pounds of food per plate, and so that equals about 6,000 people that we fed.
That's great.
Yeah. So pretty big impact. I wish we could have seen how has Greensboro changed with food insecurity? Has has Food Recovery
'Cause
Network?
That's really hard to like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
how do you
on.
measure that?
Yeah,
like,
it's not like you always like, oh, talk to the fans, like, you good, you good, you good.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
but it's definitely something important because me as a communication major, you would think I probably won't know, but I had a class 2 semesters ago. It's called Communication in the Community, and MLG Marianne LaGreco, she was a professor for that class, and like most of that class, she talked about like food insecurity because like she was big on that, and so to get into the community, we had to like do volunteer service for certain things, and it was some type of market. I'm forgetting the name. Like it's bad, but like we actually would go to this market where they was like giving out the veggies and stuff like
is
that.
it the
in
farmers
community.
market?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in that area, kind of like where the new gym is, like that neighborhood.
Yeah, I
over
know what
there.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
I went there for like an MLK day of service.
Yeah,
And we went and like fixed
and
it
like
up.
we was over there, so
It's
like
pretty
that, a lot of that class, like she was teaching us about food deserts.
Yeah.
Even though it's communication community, like food deserts was like the main clause of that
Yeah.
class. Is like
I
learning
mean, it's
about
a
it.
huge thing here in Greensboro.
Yeah,
It
she
is-
even did like
it
a
is.
TED talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now speaking of the MLK Day of Service, we also do other things like that too. Like we volunteer at Food Assistance Inc. We've done MLK Days. I've done that before. Spartan
really
Day of
enjoy it.
Service too, that they have in the fall.
Yeah.
And we've done things like it's called Meals of Hope. And they had that one time in the gym, in the old rec center, in the basketball on the
Right.
basketball court, and we like packaged up all these like dry. It was like beans or like macaroni, and it was like a full meal. But I mean, you would pack up like a lot, like 500 bags of food, and
Right.
that's a lot, you know, that you make impact people. And then Food Assistance Inc. That's an organization that we also volunteer for. That what they do is they receive donations for groceries.
Yeah.
So like bread, milk, meats, you know, anything you can think of, they've gotten it before. And they give them, we hand it out we go there and we volunteer, so we help pack up the food, and then we drop it off if they need people to drop off. I've dropped off before, it's pretty eye-opening, but you drop it off at the senior citizens, their houses, the ones that are like on Social Security, because their checks don't last them a whole month. So that last week of the month before they get their new check, it's not enough for them to buy enough for groceries,
yeah.
or they're having to use their whole check to pay for rent and pay for their medications.
Exactly.
And they don't have enough money to buy food. So,
And it's crazy when you think about like the Greensboro demographic. It's kind of startling that the food desert is so strong. Because if you just think of like
Right.
Friendly Center in general, it's like wow.
Yeah.
And then you just cross the tracks and go down the street a little bit, and it's like people are like so like 10, 15 miles away from a good source of just food in general. So it's like you have both sides, and it's just
Well,
startling to me.
and I can see that just by being from Fayetteville. That's where I'm from, and then coming here in Fayetteville. At my grandma's house, you just drive like 5 minutes down the road and there's a Food Lion, or you drive the opposite direction and there's a Dollar General. But here, and I live on Mendenhall, which is parallel to Tate Street.
I live there too.
There is no grocery store nearby. I mean, you got to
Yeah.
go all the way to the Coliseum to get to
Yeah,
a
the
Food Lion.
Coliseum.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
Food Line's kind of, I mean,
It's
no,
not.
it's not. It's a little off.
Yeah,
you know.
it really is.
And then, or you can go down to the Walmart that's on Friendly. That's a good 10 minutes away because it's all the way down past Friendly Center.
Yeah.
Or you got to go to the Wendover Walmart, and that's great. So they're so far away.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see the food desert.
And that's if
I
you
see
have
it.
transportation though.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like even if you take a bus, it's like if you need food for your family, what are you gonna do with all them bags? You
Yeah,
can't just
you
get on the
can't carry
bus.
it all.
Yeah, with all them bags. So like that's like the huge problem there, 'cause, like transportation, because it's nowhere nearby. So I don't know. That's why I feel like if you live on campus, you kind of see that, because like you know where to go. But like if you just like you're an adult or you live in a certain neighborhood that's so far away, it's like what's the means? Like how can you do this if you don't have certain means to get what you need to get?
Yeah.
That's right.
And how can you get like nutritious foods? I think like us being nutrition majors, we focus on that a lot. Like food insecurity, poverty and health go like hand in hand. Obesity, hypertension, diabetes.
Yeah.
Because people don't have access to those nutritious foods that you get from a supermarket
Yeah.
or a grocery store of any kind.
And we mentioned poverty, also the price. Because,
Yeah.
like, if you buy nutritious
Yeah.
food, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
But, like, you can get, like, the worst of food for you for literally dollars.
Very
So
cheap.
cheap.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so it's like one of those things, like, yeah, you know you got to eat healthy, but do you have the wallet to support that? Not really. So you go for the junk versus the nutritious food. Like, you
Yeah.
even think about it with dried fruit, like, snacks. It's like $3 for, like, this small little
So
amount.
expensive,
But
yeah.
you could easily get, like, a huge bag of chips for, like, a buck.
I actually
Yeah.
went to the UC and I got one of those small like fruit cups or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
$3.
Yeah.
I was like, geez, I could have got like a Chick-fil-A
Right.
That
sandwich
is
or
really
something.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like it's kind of forcing people, like, you kind of don't have a choice
Mhm.
because you don't have the funds.
Yeah.
And I get it, to make, like, dried fruit snacks or, veggies and stuff like that. It's not, it's not that easy to do as, just genetically modifying some mess.
Mhm.
But, I mean, that's a problem as it is right there.
Yeah, and food insecurity, I mean, speaking with when we talk about poverty and stuff, food insecurity is really multifactorial because it's kind of like a domino effect. So you have this food insecurity and people aren't able to get nutritious and healthy foods. Well, if that happened, they're not going to be healthy. They're going to be at risk for, well, in first world country, it's going to be like diabetes
Yeah.
or hypertension. And then when that happens, then they have to go to the doctor, and if they're on Medicare or Medicaid, that's more money politically that we're having to put. So it's like this whole like domino effect, and then if they die, God forbid they die, I mean that costs money.
Yeah, and that's back on the family.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean it's just like this cycle that people can never get out of.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot to think about. And that's why, like, you mentioned, like, food recovery in general, and, like, just think about the waste of food. It makes me think about, like, just in my day-to-day life, how, like, random moments you waste food. Like, even sometimes, like, have you ever, like, you been on a date and you get food, but since you're on a date, you talking and you just enjoying yourself, you forget to eat the food, and then it get cold, you just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know what kind of dates you're on, man.
Sometimes-
I'm an eater, so
Yeah.
I mean, people
I
have,
get that, but me, like, if I'm having a good conversation, I don't
You
think
wanna
about
eat.
eating.
people have a
Yeah.
misconception. I think sometimes that nutritionists are like, oh, they eat healthy all the time.
Yeah,
like,
I
I
you
got a
always
big
get
old
that.
appetite.
Please.
Yeah.
I can eat. Trust
Yeah.
me.
I see it
can
more
walk
as y'all informed about what's
Yeah,
good.
Yes.
definitely.
But do y'all
Yes.
carry them out? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Because I have a
Most
cousin.
days,
I have
I
a
can
cousin who
remember.
took, like,
Most
a
days
lot
I
of
do,
stuff on
yeah.
nutrition. And my cousin is far from nutritious, like, as far as, like, how she eats. But, I'm not going to judge, because
Yeah.
what I'm doing, nothing.
Yeah.
So at least y'all know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And, like, going into that, like, versus, like, food, do you two in particular, like, you try to live a sustainable life in general? Like, do you also, like, let me try to recycle? Or, like this element of saving food, do that help you, like, try to save things in other aspects? Or you don't really think about it?
I think it makes me more conscious about it just because I realize, like, that the waste does affect other people, like, other than just myself.
Mhm.
So, like, just besides food, like, electricity or, like, recycling or,
Yeah.
I'm kind of more conscious about it, but I'm not, like, a recycling Nazi or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I won't
not
ask
either.
that. Just, like, sometimes if you, like, be focused in one area, it kind of helps you think a certain way
Yeah,
about other
yeah.
things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, and I think you probably can think of this too. It's just that since we're part of the Recovery Network and we're on the executive board and we get together and we talk about things and we bounce back and forth with ideas, and then you are in class and then you learn about these things. Well, then, like for me, when I go to work and I work at the women's hospital and I'm like, whoa, this is a lot of food that they're wasting.
Mhm.
And then I go and I volunteer at a church, a community church, and I find out that, they have a need for that food, and it's just like, how can we get that food from here to there?
Yeah.
So those are the kind of things that I tend to think about a lot. And I do recycle, but I think the reason why I recycle is because my roommate recycles. So
Yeah,
she
yeah.
would get really
Got
mad at
you.
me if I didn't.
Yeah,
She's
like, I'm not going to front. When it comes to, like, sustainability, I kind of treat how some people treat religion. Like, I choose certain parts, but I don't do the whole embody.
Right.
Like, I might recycle some bottles and stuff like that, but then at the same time, I got, like, plastic forks and paper plates.
Yeah.
So, like, it's hard to be all
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
It's hard to be all the way. And, like, I've been slayed a little bit because I have a friend, and she's a vegetarian. And she also focuses on sustainability. I even joke with her, I'm like, sustainability. But, like, she kind of gets on my head if I got, like, bottled waters and stuff like that. Like, I don't think about it at the time. It's like, oh, I need some bottled waters. But then it's like, yo, like, I could just have, like, a bottle like you got, David, and just keep putting water in it. So, like, sometimes your eyes don't open until, like, someone tell you or you get close to someone who kind of brings it to attention.
Brings it to the light.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I was asking, do y'all kind of go beyond just food and stuff like that?
I mean, I eat all my food anyway, so
Yeah.
like I said,
Oh, yeah.
I'm an eater.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
picky. Usually,
Yeah.
especially when you're fixing it, you're gonna eat. I'm gonna eat it, especially
Yeah.
when I paid for it. Too.
Yeah, I believe you. Like, I'm the same way. But I think that's why it's kind of specific that y'all say y'all also get food from the calf. Because I feel like most people have that same mindset, like, I eat what I get. But, since you go into the calf, it's kind of like, buffet style. You get something else, but then you sit there, let me get some more.
Yeah, you're like, I kind of want that.
And
instead.
then it kind of, that's when, like, the waste starts because you start getting more beyond what you already can take.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then just also too, I just want to make sure, since other people are going to be listening to this, we don't recover the food off of people's plates.
Yeah, I get
Okay,
that. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I know some people kind of have that misconception, like, are they taking the food off? No,
No,
that's
no.
fine. But whenever you grab less food, that leftover food is going to go downstairs into the basement, a cooler, where we're going to go pick it up. So.
Yeah, I was basically saying is like if people know about the Food Recovery Network and know about the waste in general that we're doing, then we'll take less, which means sometimes more goes around when you're wasting less. Because if you like put food on that plate, take a bite of it, that's it.
It can't go back.
Yeah, like that's it. So like I think it's more like knowing about the program will make us, well, some of us like do it less.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and then I just think it's just a simple thing of just grab a little bit at a time. Like, don't pile your plate up with a whole lot of food. Just grab a little bit, and then if you're still hungry, get up and just grab a little bit more instead of...
Just be conscious of, how much you're getting. Because it really is a big problem around here.
Yeah, and like you mentioned that y'all also do events. Like, there's anything coming up soon that you would like to mention or anything like that?
Well,
we have... Next month, we already did our event this month. We did Teddies for Tots, and we took...
I was going to ask, what do you guys do this
Yeah.
month?
What was that about?
So we took teddy bear donations as well as monetary donations, and they went to the Women's Cone Health Hospital, specifically to newborns and their families.
it was premature babies. And there's 52,
Oh, yeah. Babies and
52 teddy bears.
That's
that we
adorable.
got.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we wanted to help... we wanted to help in a different way, because I know it's not food, but these families that are coming into the women's hospital and they're having children, they are food insecure. So it's just another way to give back to the community than just doing food.
Yeah. I think it's more like a mindset. Like, just because y'all focus on food don't mean it always have to be about food.
Yeah, it's
more
something. It's
about,
a
community.
the
indirect.
giving back. Yeah.
And people were able to write little note cards and stuff like,
Yes.
congrats on your new baby and whatnot. So it's just kind of, family focused sometimes.
Yeah, and what's the thing for next month that you mentioned?
Oh, so next month we're going to have our Patty's Day Powerball, but we're kind of mixing it up because we have something else going on too at the end of March. Yeah.
We're partnering with, do you remember who it was?
I want to say it's SGA, the Student Government.
Yes, that's right. We're still logistically trying to work some things out. We have a meeting next week to talk about it some more. But it's going to be a week-long event.
Okay.
And there's talk of a 5K.
Yeah.
And
something like that.
collecting canned food. So these are just the things that we've talked about. I don't know for sure if it's going to happen, but it's going to be a week long. So I'm sure a lot will happen.
Got you.
And then our Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, we have an Easter egg hunt coming up. Yep.
That's an exciting one for us.
It is. Yeah, we got to buy a ton of Easter eggs and hide them all over the place, and students actually want to, find
it's
the
going to be
egg.
all over the campus, or like...
Well, last year we had it behind the library, across from the Stone Building, and we put some inside of some of the buildings. So some of the professors thought that was cool because you had an egg on your desk.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did we put them anywhere else? Do you remember?
I wasn't here yet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't you mention it's your first semester?
Yeah, this is my first year, second semester.
First year. Got you.
Okay, so this semester, so that's what we did last semester, and inside the eggs we had candy, and we had a little note about with the food insecurity fact, along with our Instagram and Facebook address, so that way people could like us, because liking us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Do we have a Twitter? I don't
We
go
have
on
a
Twitter.
Twitter.
Shout out
Yeah,
to...
and by the way, if you know that off the
If you
top,
know it off
and
the
you
top of your
wanna
head,
You wanna
plug
say
that
it?
in.
Plug it right in.
So on
Yeah.
Instagram, we are Food Recovery UNCG. On Twitter, we are FRN_UNCG. And on Facebook, we are UNCGFRN.
Cool.
So by liking those things, or whatever you do on Twitter, follow.
Nice,
Tweet it.
nice leeway.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
you follow on Twitter? I don't know.
follow.
I think
Yeah.
it's follow. I don't
Okay.
Hey,
know.
I'm a
Like
social
that.
media hermit.
Yeah, that's right.
So
You
don't
don't-
look
you're not
my
on
way.
social
Look
media.
that way.
I'm more
Yeah.
of a Facebook person. But anyways, if you do those things on those social media sites and you find us and you like us or follow us, it's just a good way to spread awareness. And that's what we were doing with those Easter eggs, where we were trying to spread awareness, because we do you keep up with it, you and the other social media manager. They like post stuff on Facebook and Instagram about the pictures that because we take a lot of pictures of when we do recoveries. We talk about how many pounds of food we recovered, events that we're going to have, like the Easter egg hunt. But back to the Easter egg hunt. So this semester, we're going to partner, hopefully we're going to partner with UNC Green still, like I said, with the next, we're trying to work these things out. And so last year we had 300 eggs.
Okay.
This semester we're trying to go for 500 eggs. Nice. And then if UNC Green partners with us, they might do another like 200-300. So it could be close to 1,000 Easter eggs.
Yeah.
With candy.
That's going to be big.
And
That'd
with
be
a
really
little
cool.
note in there.
That's gonna
So
be big.
we definitely need volunteers for that. If you want to help hide the eggs.
Yeah.
Don't hide them too hard.
Right.
But,
Right. Don't
Like,
throw them up in trees and stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of volunteers, like how can someone volunteer for that, or even like join the Food Recovery Network? Because you said it's all volunteer based.
I am actually interested.
Yeah. So
okay.
I haven't had the
Awesome.
time. I haven't had the time.
Yeah, like what would someone do? Is like a meeting you go to or something like that? Like.
So we have one meeting per semester, so it's really easy.
But
for
we already
students.
have it.
Yeah, we already had the meeting though. So
That's okay.
So I can't.
Yes.
So you
No,
couldn't
you can
people
still do
all?
it.
Okay,
You're
there's
not
still
being
hope.
inclusive?
we stuck with one meeting because it's hard to have a meeting every single month, and students don't. I mean,
Yeah,
we're busy.
people-
So one big meeting talks about everything we're going to do this semester.
Mm-hmm.
Bam.
yeah.
But you take in people, like, can someone just like float in
Yeah,
and stuff like
continuously.
that, right?
Yeah, if you want to message us on Facebook, or if sometimes we table in the EUC, you can find us there and sign up, ask us about it, or even sending us an email. I think.
You can. We can give you our email, one of our emails
Right.
after this if you want. You can get in
I'm
contact
pretty sure I
with
still
us.
get those emails since I'm a
Okay.
nutrition major.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I could just look for them.
Yeah, you could do that. But you could, the simple way would just be to get in
Yeah.
contact with one of us and then just pay the dues, which is $12. But you get a T-shirt, so the T-shirt is
I want one
included.
of
As
those
you said, as
T-shirts,
you see
man.
everywhere.
I always see them.
And then after that, we have a Canvas org, which is really nice because that's where we have all of our sign-ups. So we use Sign Up Genius to sign up, so y'all can sign up for the recoveries on Mondays and Thursdays, and then any other event, like if we volunteer for Food Assistance Inc. And so it's pretty simple. You just pay your $12, and then you get it on Canvas, and then it's all you sign up. So.
Cool.
Yeah, and you can
That's
sign
awesome.
up like whenever. You don't have to sign up every Monday and Thursday. If you can only make it once a month, then awesome, we'll take it. But if you can make it like every couple
Yeah,
weeks,
because I'm
or
kind of
every
busy. Like I'm
Yeah.
a busy guy. So.
Well, what we really need, though, is, we've gotten some more shift leaders, but we really need shift leaders, and that's someone who's going to have a car to help transport the food to the Salvation Army or the Urban Ministry, and they're just going to kind of lead the recovery, and it also looks really good on your resume. And you have to do 2 recoveries trained with another leader or one of the executive officers, so you will know how to do it. And it's really simple.
Right.
Like recovering from the cafeteria, sometimes we have really big ones, which is awesome. And we have a lot of food to recover, but other times it might only take like 30 minutes.
Yeah. It's just the fact that you're doing it is just great in general.
Right.
Because I know something about me, because like last weekend I went to Vagina Monologues and also the Black Fountain event.
I need to ask you about those.
Yeah, so like right now I'm like riding on a people high right now. Like it's like
Yeah.
people are awesome. They're great people. They
so
do
cool.
great things. So like hearing about this is like we could be entertaining, but we also, sustain for the world and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of riding this people high right now. So I'm walking around like people are so great and so amazing. Cause like between Vagina Monologues, which, did y'all go, by the way?
I heard about it.
Yeah,
I
I've
did
heard
not
about it before
It's,
too.
Yeah.
You guys need to see it. It's
But
really good.
basically like if you have, I think they do it every year or every
Yeah,
semester.
they do it. I think
I
they
don't
do it
know.
every year.
I just know because since I'm graduating, I'm like I have to go before I graduate. But long story short, it's basically like monologues, like little simple stories. It's just women telling stories that involve vaginas in general. So it's more like a empowering thing. So some things are empowering. Some things are funny. Some things pretty serious.
Did
but
you cry?
No, I didn't cry. But actually, I'm kind of like an emotionally cut off person. So I'm either neutral or happy.
I was kind of like, I
so
shed a
even if
tear.
something was bad, I probably still wouldn't cry because I'm just a weirdo. But like it was just very great because just hearing women tell their funny stories about their experiences with their body. So it's more like this overall thing, make you go, oh man, you know, like it's just as cool. So that made me be like, man, you know, people are awesome. Cause just like the way they played it out, like it was just you kind of ride this little wave. Like first everything's funny,
and then it's like,
oh, this is kind of empowering, and then it's like, oh, this is kind of serious, but it brings you back. And so as a guy, you know, I'm just looking at because I come from a female dominated family. So so like I'm thinking like, will things surprise me? Because I already know because there's not too many men in my family. Right. But at the same time, I still like I get it because you can relate to it. Yeah. So that was the one thing that made me like, man, people are awesome.
We need to get them on. That would be a good talk.
Yeah.
Like the vagina monologue.
Yeah, because that was like a big deal. Like they had art. And, like, I haven't heard vagina said that much ever in my life.
Maybe we need to partner with the vagina monologues.
Maybe.
I don't know, just to have great people come together. Yeah, like, I'm just bringing this up because I'm like, people are great and they do great things. And then, like, literally that next day, I went to Black Fountain, which is basically like this, like, I would say it's like a concert of, like, black celebration. So they're celebrating, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement, but just bring positivity. So they had, like, you know, dance, spoken word, fashion, you know, videos, and that made me still be like, people's awesome, because like I'm seeing these great performances. I'm like, you know, people can dance this good, or I can hear poems this great. I can hear like music and just confidence, and like since then, like that was last weekend. And I'm still walking around like, yo, people are great. Even you know some of the ones that's kind of questionable. You know, they walk around mean mugs. I'm still like they have it in them. They have it in them. Yeah. And so, you know, y'all talking about the food recovery is like we can be amazing in like an entertainment, inspirational element, but we can still be amazing in this element of sustainability because we're not really doing a lot when it comes to sustaining things. You know, when it comes to just nature, food, how we treat things. I feel like
a big problem about that is like people aren't informed about like how much food is being wasted and things like this. We just got to get that out.
Yeah. Because I would have never known about the food desert thing if it wasn't for my class.
Yeah, it's like 2.2 billion pounds of food are wasted each year in the United States.
I think it's more than that. I think
did it go up?
I found that it was 130 billion, but I thought that was a really
go to the
high
note.
number.
That
went to
really
the
high.
notes. And by the way, I see you for having notes. Like you're like the first person ever to like have notes.
Numbers are hard to remember.
They are.
See, look, I mean, I could be wrong. It might not be 2.2.
I might be wrong. I need to check my sources.
But at the same time, numbers fluctuate.
And billions.
So either way, it's a lot.
It's
a lot.
It's a lot of food.
It's too much. It's way too much food being wasted. And a lot of it is, I mean, I don't want to say like, I don't want it to be like people like individually like we're wasting a lot of food.
Right. No.
It's a lot of food service establishments that are wasting a lot of food, but food service establishments actually have protection against them. It's called the Bill Emerson Act, and if you are donating your food for a charitable donation, the liability is no longer there anymore because it's as a donation. For like, you know, foodborne illnesses and stuff like that. So it's important that, I mean, that's one thing right there, just educating yourself on the Bill Emerson Act and knowing that that there is such a thing and that it's okay to donate your food from restaurants.
Because I'm pretty sure some people still, like I said about the food desert thing, they probably don't know that Greensboro is a food desert.
No, there's actually, how many is it?
Notes again.
Back to the notes.
Back to the notes.
On point.
There are 24 food deserts in Guilford County. There's 17 in Greensboro and 7 in High Point. So.
And it's not like the area is that large either.
I know.
And it's not even just grocery stores like little tiny markets and stuff, like little gas station like markets. That includes finding a place that sells fruits and vegetables specifically, fresh fruits and vegetables.
Within at least 1 mile of where you're living.
Got you. So it's more about like the nutritional value of things. Yeah, because a gas station don't really count for nutritional value, and that's usually what they have.
I mean, Sheetz does. No, Sheetz counts.
I don't know. We talking nutrition.
Sheetz got some fruit in there.
And nutrition.
But somebody definitely couldn't.
I barely trust Sheetz' gas. So
you don't like Sheetz?
I mean, I'm cool with Sheetz. Sheetz is nice. Like I love to get drinks from there. I'm like a milkshake guru. Like
dude, their milkshakes are so good.
Yeah, but sometimes I might get stuck in just like mostly ice. And
that is true.
I'm kind of disappointed. Yeah. But it's not like I'm spending a whole lot, so you know.
See, look, nutrition majors talking about.
I know,
milkshakes.
right? We're talking about milkshakes. I felt bad saying that.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's okay. Like I love.
But I think
Maxies.
at the same time, you can mention the bad and be like, but
Eat your vegetables.
Eat your vegetables, or at least work out or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a balance thing. It's a balance thing.
It is a balance.
Yeah, but also before we go, I do want to mention an upcoming event where the NAACP and Spartan Friendship Network is having a Black Film Showcase. And that's on Thursday, February the 23rd at 6 p.m. And they'll be like screening movies like Coming to America. And that's going to be in the Gerald Hall, which is in the library. So if anyone listening want to check that out, please do, because it's February, it's still Black History Month. Yeah. So yeah, go to Black Film Showcase, because movies like Coming to America, like I don't know if y'all seen it, but it's like that's classic entertainment, man. Yeah.
I should check it out.
It's one of the things like you should have been seen it.
Oh,
like, I've seen parts of it.
But you know, it's okay, it's fine if you haven't seen it. You go to the Black Film Showcase, which, like I said again, February 23rd at 6 p.m. in the Gerald Hall in the library. So that's one thing. But anything else y'all want to mention or like plug in, or even like your personal Instagrams, Facebooks, anything like that you just want to put out there before we're done?
Not that I can think of. This has been awesome getting to talk about it and
we'll
whatnot.
probably give them our emails just in case somebody wants to email us.
If you know them off the top, just tell us.
Anybody wants to send us an email, ask us about the Food Recovery Network, ask how you can sign up. My email is a_GUSTAF@uncg.edu.
Okay.
And mine is A as in Apple, M as in Mom, RAY@uncg.edu.
All right, and it was definitely great talking to you two ladies and just talking about food and nutrition and just everything about that.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, and like I say every time, you want us to inform you, we'll do that. Want us to entertain you, we'll do that as well. I'm Trez.
I'm David.
I'm Aubrey.
I'm Abby.
All right, you'll hear from us next week.
Thank you.